Hey guys, Damian ROM. Chico Lopez's Damian ROM is an amazing dog. He passed away some time ago. He made it till about 13 or 14 years old. You know, he came to my life when he was 7 years old, but I always wanted to have him. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I had interest on this dog. One of the reasons why I had tremendous interest in this dog, I was a young man, and you know, we were looking at the time at the page I was developing myself. I had some ideas that later on were confirmed to be the proper ideas, and clusters was one of the things that I was able to pinpoint early. I was able to see some breeding combinations and think this might be a cluster. I knew that some breedings will have tremendous dogs. In some of the leaders, the Grand Champion Mayday program, Victor Aker used to have a page of him, you know, with all the females and everything else, so you were able to see more or less what breedings were coming at some points. And I looked at those and I said, all these leaders are going to have some solid dogs, but what I'm looking for is multiple dogs. And that's one of the beautiful things that make Damian so interesting. He was the second or third leader, repeat breeding of the greatest dog that Victor Aker ever bred, Southern Kennels, Macho one-time winner by STP, and he was a ROM dog and a tremendous dog. So I was thinking about, you know, when he was born, I looked at it and said, you know, I looked at this female before and I looked at the pedigree and analyzed the pedigree, and I thought that the combination was going to be interesting. There were other clusters on Grand Champion Mayday, for instance, the one with Champion Chanel, which I had in my hands, Champion Annabelle, which I ended up owning at the end, and Julieta, Bonita, and then Hercules as well. That came on a cluster. So there were several clusters. You see, Mayday came from a cluster himself, and a cluster like it was him, it was Choice, it was Champion Dragon Lady, and there was another dog I think was called Madonna and Samantha. There were some of the dogs. And so there was a cluster. That means a lot of people don't know what a cluster is, and I'm going to take a little bit of time to tell you what a cluster is. Pay attention. A cluster is a combination of good genes. It could be a cluster of bad genes, but people don't pay attention to bad clusters to call them a cluster. It's just bad breeding. But a cluster genetics are like this. It's like, imagine you have buckets full of red balls, a bucket full of, you know, let's say 100 balls are red, 100 balls are yellow, white, purple, all different colors. And let's say that the red balls are the ones that have the qualities you're looking for, and then the other yellow ones are also very good ones, and you don't like the white ones. The white ones might not be good genetic qualities that you want in a dog. So let's say you put all these balls in a big round thing and you spin them around and you mix them like a mixer, and then once they're thoroughly mixed, you take a bucket and you scoop, and you should be able to get, naturally they were mixed completely, you should be able to get a whole bunch of balls of different colors, like representations of them. Like if you got 50 white ones, you should have 49, 47, 51 red ones, so on and so forth. And that'll be the classical type of breeding where the dog might be like the grandfather, like grandparent, might have some qualities, some bad qualities. Some good qualities will present in the beginning, some bad qualities will present then. When adversity faces, maybe the dog will show the qualities of a dog that you don't like, but maybe the good qualities will be shown on the first 15, 20 minutes of the adversity. So that is the situation when it comes to genetics. Now, good cluster will be if you knew that the red ones and the yellow ones are the ones you like the most, and you scoop that on a breeding, and you got that puppy is a bucket full of balls, and you got a lot of most red ones. Half of them are red ones, and the other half was black, white ones. That's a leader right there, and that leader has the best of all worlds, and that is a cluster. Has a cluster accumulation of great qualities on a dog and a breeding. So I give you a perfect example. I have many clusters that I bred myself. Okay, many clusters with awesome bug, with many dogs. And some clusters I actually never showed them. Never campaigned, never did nothing with those clusters. And it just happens to be that way. They never had the time. I was busy. I'm just a one man and maybe a small team, so we never show some of the clusters. Some of the better dogs we can never show. So when it comes to Damian, the flagship dog on that breeding is Macho ROM. We're gonna call him Macho ROM. Not to be confused with any other Macho, it was Macho ROM. The best dog he ever produced is Awesome Buck ROM, which is the basis of all my breeding, something that's very exclusive and unique to our program. I wanted to buy Damian before Awesome Buck was made. Macho ROM was already born, and I wanted to be in it because I had a lot of interest in it. And somebody else got to the dog, put a deposit before me. He got sold at a very high price. I always wanted him. I was always chasing him. He changed hands from one owner to a different owner. By the time he came to me, there was already some gossip, hates, and stuff like that. And I didn't pay attention to the haters. I wanted to see by my own, and I wanted to check this dog myself. So I worked with him for some months, and I got him to what I needed him to be. And I went and I took him to the woods hunting, and I checked him, and I liked him a lot. The moment I liked him a lot, I said, ooh, so he works for me. And at that moment, I bred him, made some legends with him, and I started collecting massive semen from him. Because I was thinking about the future, 15, 20, 30 years from now. And that's what I did. He was worth collecting. He was worth keeping for the future. Grand Champion Mayday, Grand Champion Buck, Grand Champion Yellow. Beautiful. I created some amazing dogs of him, grandsons of him. My leftovers, the crumbles that fall from my table, people will lick them right off the floor. Tremendous dog. I do have frozen semen of him. Some of it is available for those that come up with the chin chin. If you don't have it back, don't even call me. Good quality, good stuff from the mind of Chico Lopez. God bless you. Damian was a really solid dog. One of the dogs that was very important, that will work very well with the combination of other dogs that came from the mind of Chico Lopez. God bless you.